2015-299, State of Arkansas versus John Frank. Mr. Frank, are you currently represented by an attorney?
Yes, sir. I've made agreements to hire Ben Burnett, and he's done a significant amount of work for me already. I have a property that's under foreclosure, and we've agreed that we've got a pending sale on it. I've agreed to finalize payment with him upon the sale of that property. I was out on a bond with you through Gary Foster, and I talked to him day before yesterday, and I talked to the court last week, and we were both under the impression that the lawyers had set this thing up for me to appear in your court today. And I did call the clerk's office, and they both told me that I said, do I have any court dates? And they in November they said, no, all your court dates were moved to December. They told me the December 3rd and the 17th, I believe, and the 10th or something. They gave me 3 different court dates I put on my calendar, and we tried to verify it. And Gary told me yesterday that the day before yesterday that he thought it had been a misunderstanding, that he wasn't worried about it. He knew they had issued a failure to appear, but he knew he was here and hadn't gone anywhere. There was a misunderstanding. We'd see about getting the bond reinstated and allow me to continue to sell my property and retain Mr. Burnett. I hope you do that for me. I'm not going anywhere.
Well, Mr. Frank, what the record reflects is that Judge Putman entered a scheduling order for your case back in October, early part of October, and he set you for pretrial motions hearings on Thursday, November 12th. On that date, when he called your case, you failed to appear, and he issued an alias warrant for your arrest. That's what the record reflects. And at this time, the court is noting your appearance and that you're intending to hire Mr. Burnett. The court's going to just simply direct for today that you reappear on December 10th in front of Judge Putman. And I'm not going to set a new bond on your case. You already failed to appear on the bond, so.
Your Honor, could I ask the court, please? I have a foreclosure that's been in effect, and it closes on the 10th, and I have numerous belongings in my property, in the resort that I own. I have numerous pieces of property that will not be able to be removed from there, and it'll basically financially take me completely if I'm not able to get those out of there. If the court would consider reinstating me, last year you might recall that I was arrested under a unauthorized use of a credit card in your court, and found out later that credit card was my own credit card. There was a mistake had been made, and you issued that $50,000. You lowered that to an OR bond for me, and I reappeared. And I'm asking you to allow me to either OR or bond so that I can remain free until the 10th, so that I can handle the sale of my property and get the foreclosure underway and hire Mr. Burnett. I mean, there's a lot at stake, Your Honor. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here in Baxter County. I'm still attending my charges. We just had a mistake, and it was an oversight.
Well,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Frank, one of the things, if you're going to be in trouble in criminal court, you need to recognize is that when a judge orders you to appear on a given date, as Judge Putman did, that's a court order.
I understand, Your Honor.
And you ignore it at your own peril, and that's essentially the situation you're in at this point. Is you ignored it. The consequence of that is Judge Putman has issued a warrant. I'm going to let you argue this in front of Judge Putman as to what your bond should be from here on out, because you're responsible to appear in his court. And I've also, the clerk was good enough to provide me some information while you were talking that indicates to me that your foreclosure is scheduled for the 17th of December, not the 10th of December. So the court's having a little trouble taking you at your word at this point. So I'm going to let you settle this issue with with Judge Putman.
Okay, Your Honor, under Paul Bailiff was my attorney there, and he instructed me that the foreclosure was effective on the 10th if I did not have a sale pending. If I had a sale pending on the 10th, then that I would have until the 17th. That's the way I understand that.
Well,
try not to give any bad information to you,
Well,
trying to give accurate
all right,
information.
that's fine, but again, I think you'll need to communicate with your attorney or attorneys, whoever you're relying on, and make whatever arrangements you can while you're there in jail. But I'm not going to reset the bond. I'm going to leave you a no bond hold until the December 10th date when Judge Putman can take this up. You may be excused at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.